Good evening. Dorset teenager Gaia Pope's mental health and mental state probably caused or contributed to her death, the result of an inquest that lasted nearly 3 months.
The 19-year-old's body was found near Swanage 11 days after she ran off in November 2017. She died from hypothermia. The jury-led inquest heard evidence from police, health professionals and her family.
Our reporter Christine Alsford is live outside Bournemouth Coroner's Court. Christine, a massive amount of evidence to get through and calls for changes from the coroner tonight.
Yes, absolutely. There's been 11 weeks of evidence and some 80 nearly witnesses. But the jury decided that Gaia died of hypothermia probably on the night that she went missing in November 2017. Now, the jury had listened to weeks of evidence about her deteriorating mental state and how an allegation of rape that she had made impacted her mental health. Now, this inquest all about piecing together the chain of events that led to Gaia's death. And today the inquest also concluded that missed opportunities by the police and NHS did not cause her death or contribute to it. But the coroner is compiling a long list of recommendations calling for improvements on policies, communication and training on all sorts of issues that this case has highlighted. After the conclusion, Gaia's family gathered on the steps of the coroner's court to give their reaction.
We know how proud Gaia would be of what we together have achieved here, having argued successfully for the coroner's unprecedented decision, for which we will be forever grateful, to issue a number of vital prevention of future deaths reports that challenge the underpinnings of austerity and misogyny at a local and national level.
Well, one of the things that the family has done today is to actually launch a petition to try and set up a specialist unit to deal with sexual offences within Dorset Police. And next week, we're going to be looking in a lot more depth at the issues raised by Gaia's story.
Christine, thank you.
Let's remind ourselves of the sequence of events. In December 2015, Gaia told her family she'd been raped the previous year, aged 16.
She reported it to the police in January 2016.
In June 2016, she was told by the police there will be no further action.
She struggled in the months that followed with both her mental health and her worsening epilepsy, suffering up to 100 seizures a week. She was also diagnosed with PTSD.
By October 2017, she was growing increasingly anxious. Her alleged rapist was coming out of prison after serving a sentence for unrelated sexual offences, and she was admitted to hospital in a mental health crisis for the second time that year.
Then, on the 7th of November, she ran off in a distressed state. The search for her, including by police and Coast Guard helicopters, lasted 11 days, with hundreds of volunteers from Swanage and the surrounding area turning out to help.
Her body was discovered on the 18th of November. She died of hypothermia.
The inquest, which lasted for 11 weeks, heard evidence from many police officers, from constables to chief superintendents. We also heard some of the phone calls made to the police by Gaia and her family in the days and hours leading up to her going missing.
Richard Slee was in court as much of that evidence was heard.
I didn't know if it was like a teenage boy messing about or if it was actually someone creepy, because I've actually had a sexual assault before.
This is the voice of Gaia. She's on the phone to the police to report receiving some obscene images via social media. It's 5 days before she went missing.
And I said, do not send me another one. And he sent me another one.
Eventually, an appointment was made for Gaia to come here, Wareham Police Station, to make a statement on the 7th of November. But on that day, when Gaia's family called to confirm the time, there appeared to be no record of her complaint. The inquest heard more than an hour's worth of telephone calls made by Gaia's family to the police on that afternoon.
Hello, it's Control Room. Are you free to speak?
Yes, yes.
Lovely. I've got a Talia Pope on the line.
Oh, God, okay.
She's calling in regards to her niece Gaia, is that right?
Yeah, this is the fourth time I spoke to her today. I have no idea what she's on about. I put her through. I can't help again.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Over the next few hours, Gaia's aunt called many more times with no progress.
And it's quite distressing to have to keep repeating this, and she's so distressed. My niece is a rape survivor. She's got more information she needs to relate, but it's as important to her mental health, you see, that she can come in and do this today.
And as the family became more frustrated, there seemed little sympathy from the police officers who were asked to help.
I've asked Control not to put any more calls through to me because I think they're taking the to be honest. But if they're there, put them through and I'll see if I can get some more sense out of them.
Gaia's mother, Natasha, also makes a call, and you can hear Gaia in the background getting upset.
She's gone into a relapse. She has a mental health issue at the moment because it's triggered her because she had post-traumatic stress disorder from a previous attack. But it's been devastating, the impact of her receiving these images. But it's enough to push her over the edge.
Shortly after that call, Gaia's family called to say she's disappeared.
You know, she needs help. I was hoping that we were going to get to this appointment, right. And now she's run off. I can't find her.
And the family's frustration with the police continues after Gaia went missing. Gaia's cousin Maena told the inquest that she didn't think the police were taking it seriously, which is a view supported by evidence from police officers. First, there was a 3-hour delay in opening a missing person report. And despite clear evidence that Gaia was vulnerable, she was classed as only at medium risk, which the police admitted was a mistake. Then there were repeated delays in starting the search close to where Gaia was last seen. Superintendent Heather Dixie told the inquest that Gaia going missing should have been treated as high risk, which would have meant the allocation of more resources. The inquest also heard that one officer had later altered search records, which only came to light during the inquest. After an investigation into the way Dorset Police conducted the search for Gaia, just one Dorset Police officer was reprimanded. Giving evidence, Acting Sergeant Sean Mallon admitted that despite his responsibilities on the day Gaia went missing, he did not inform a senior officer. He did not inform the control room. He did nothing to assist in the search, and at the end of his shift, he did not provide a handover to the night shift. These failings were the subject of a misconduct disciplinary hearing in June 2020, after which Sean Mallon received a final written warning.
In the last hour, mental health provider Dorset Healthcare gave their reaction to the verdict.
Always strive to provide the best possible care. We have listened very carefully to the coroner and jury's findings and accept that there were things that we could have done differently or better. We could have done more to help Gaia and ensure that she had the support that she needed. We have put things in place, a range of measures to address some of the issues, and we'll consider the coroner and jury's findings in much more detail to establish if we need to do more. We take these matters incredibly seriously, and no one wants anything like this to happen again.
And more reaction from Gaia's family and to the inquest verdict here on Monday, and keep up to date on our website.